that worked to make sure All right, today is January 24th. This is the general outreach meeting, and we are going to cover a couple of things that are in the works. The blogathon being first. There is already a blog out there that talks about the Ortelius blog, blogathon. And if you go to this document, you can click on these suggestions, and that will take you right to the issue. So if you just want to grab it, these blogs are due April 15th. So blog away. Yes, Tony, did you have a question?
Nope.
Okay. All right. The other thing that's in the works on the side of the architecture is that Steve and I have been doing quite a bit of cleanup on the repositories. We have now, how do I do this? Let me go back to here. We've created a couple of milestones. So if you go to the issues now, there's 44 issues out there. Most of them are assigned to a milestone. There's 3 milestones now. We have the XRP ledger, we have what we're calling the Rocinati, and then we have a DevOps milestone. The XRP ledger relates to our March 31st deadline. Steve, there are in that milestone, we have currently 12 open tickets, and we have identified what the skill level is. So this one was going to require blockchain plus a UI experience. We've identified the ones that have bounties associated to it, and we've done that for each of the projects. This one has a due date by March 31st. That's the due date that we have need to deliver to Ripple. The other one, we're calling it Rocinati. If anybody have ever watched The Expanse, the Roxy is the ship that they used in the name of the ship in the show. And this one is, we're closing this by June 30th. So these are updates that need to be done. Some of them are being driven because of XRPL. Some of them are just ones that we need to get completed, and they're all features. Anything that was a bug, I took out, and basically we assigned it to Steve. This one may grow, and we do have 4 bounties associated to it because they are part of the delivery for XRPL. However, we don't have to deliver those particular user interfaces to by March 31st. And then the final milestone is a small one. These are 8 open tickets that we've had now that all relate to purely DevOps tasks. Some of these, like, I should probably take this one off and assign it to Marky, because I know he is not. These are all automation tasks for Ortelius, and working around getting the updates done. There's several out here around Argo CD that Brad had originally started, and there's a couple of people who have assigned them to them. So if you've assigned yourself to something and you're working on it, you might start getting pings from me to find out how far along it is. So I'm going to try to play more of a project management role on some of these projects just to get them moving forward. And right now we have 3: the DevOps one, the Rocinati one that's due in June, and then our XRP ledger project that's due March 31st. So lots of ways to contribute between the architecture side of the house and the outreach side of the house. Either you can work on a project, one of these issues, or you can write a blog. And that is about it for me in terms of what we have been up to. Any questions?
Not a question, but a comment. I listened to the recorded session you had with Red Hat last week. Good stuff.
All right, well, if there are no questions, I think that we're rolling for,
Tracy, you didn't hear Tony, did you?
I did not.
So Tony made a comment about the Red Hat.
For some reason, I'm not hearing anything except for you.
Yeah.
Let me see.
So yeah, Tony, the Red Hat stuff went really well. We are gonna we're gonna be circling back around with them in the next week or so to find out where they've gotten in their upper management pieces. The project seems really new inside of Red Hat, so it's going to be one of these that we just got to keep on top of them.
That was what I came away with, but it sounded like a really good meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And in the in the architecture design that I'm working on, kind of like what we've been talking about, an abstraction layer between the OCI registry that Red Hat wants to use and the XRPL is going to be in place, so we can swap out, the back end pieces as we need.
Very good.
and that is actually driving some of the kind of the sweeping up and getting and cleaning up the repository in case they do come over or we start doing integrations, because I think that we need to get these other tasks off our list before we start another big project. Because these are the ones we have out there. There's some pretty a few of the tickets are pretty meaty, and will take some time to get done. But I would like to get us in a position where if we have an Emporius project that we're going to add to here, we're ready to go. Any other thoughts or comments? All right, we'll make this a short outreach, kind of a community call then, since most of you are on the other calls, you kind of know what's happening. But nobody except Steve and I were in there cleaning up the repository, so I wanted to make sure and go through that.
And just make sure that you go out and grab issues, and if there's something that you're looking for in particular, you want to work on like a particular UI, or if you want to do backend stuff or DevOps stuff, just let us know and we can help bubble up an issue for you to tackle.
Okay, thank you all.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.